stage, Daniela Ullman. Do you know a weakness that many of us have? We like to torture ourselves. We tend to wait until the pain becomes unbearable, afraid to make a change. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters. I once went such a struggle like this. Imagine looking to the sweetest, most innocent face. Now imagine looking to the face of a fire-breathing dragon ready to burn you to ashes. Bring the two together. That was my new boss. I didn't like my job anymore. My new boss was horrible. She was mean. She was vicious. And she liked to bring people down. Every day, I dreaded going into work. But I just couldn't manage to speak to her. Why couldn't I change my situation? Why was I so weak? But then, there was a turning point. My friend Diana and I, we met each other in school. We had a special connection ever since we met. Diana was the most kind and loving and selfless person I know. She always believed in the good in everything. I was even the maid of honor at her wedding. I could open a book, tell you about all the memories that we share. But then 2 years ago, things started to change. Whenever I saw her, I noticed that something was amiss. Her usually smiling face looked troubled. But she pretended everything was great. But even when she put on a smile, I could sense that something in her eyes just didn't look right. As time passed, we spoke less and less, and I started to get worried. Then, on August 24th, last year, I received a call. Daniela, it's Diana's dad. Diana's in hospital, and I think you should go and see her. His voice was shivering. Oh my God, of course I will go right away, but what happened? I didn't get an answer because he had hung up. My hands were trembling. I was having trouble holding my phone in my hands. What had happened? I packed my bag and I immediately rushed to hospital. Thoughts started creeping into my mind, but I just shoved them aside. Walking along the pale, empty corridor, the smell of disinfectant and the sobbing noise in the background had a touch of sadness to them. And then I stood in front of room 207, afraid to go in. And I opened the door, and I saw her laying on the bed, her arm wrapped in tubes, and her bruised face looking tired. Oh my God. As I walked towards her, I put my hand on my mouth and I started crying. I sat on the bed and I squeezed her arm. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you anything. You didn't treat me right. We had so many arguments. And then it just escalated. And then he used his hand. And I fell. And the mirror broke. I'm so sorry I didn't call you, but I didn't want to bother you with my sad stories. It's going to be fine. I'm here now. We sat in silence for another while until the door opened and the nurse came in with some weird-looking dinner. You better get out of here, girl, very fast to get some real food. I gave her a hug and said goodbye. But as I left the hospital, I started thinking, what if she had pulled the plug and left him earlier? She would have saved herself all this torture, all these years. But the experience also taught me something about my own situation, of being afraid to make a change. I must take action. I will not wait until the pain becomes unbearable. Have you experienced a similar situation in your life? Did you pull the plug? Do you remember my fire-breathing boss? I was suddenly not worried anymore. I handed in my resignation right the next day. And within a month, I found a job at a new company where I was finally happy. My message to you, ladies and gentlemen, is do not wait until the pain becomes unbearable. Take action before it's too late. Because remember, you always have a choice. Contest chair.